Hey, RetconRaider here, and welcome back to episode 7 of my ongoing Let's Play Battle Brothers series. So this week, we're picking up in Sea Dock. That means we're just one more town away from fulfilling our current ambition. Now, I did start traveling towards Sea Camp in a somewhat circuitous fashion, but I stopped when I noticed all of these strongholds. Now, we're getting a bit light on some supplies, and we have this gorgeous new front battle line, all kitted out in chainmail or various other light to medium armors, so I'm just itching to get us into another fight or two. And I was thinking that we might want to start with that little orc camp I see out there. There is a new contract here, and some of my viewers have been encouraging me to take more two-skull contracts, so I think we'll do that while we're here as well. I suppose I can't play it safe forever. Eventually, we're going to have to take on some more dangerous work. Which this doesn't seem to be. It looks like another caravan run. A two-skull caravan run. That's a bit... Oh, wait, no, this is a cargo run. That's a bit different. And that's a pretty hefty chunk of change. 670 crowns for a delivery run? Well, I'll go ahead and grab that, although I don't think it's going to be very interesting. Sometimes caravan or delivery runs can trigger special events that pitch you into dangerous battles. But 9 times out of 10, you just end up walking cross-country. Oh, wait. I didn't even notice that. There's an abandoned hut. And apparently it's full of Wiedergängers, which is essentially the German version of a zombie. I suppose we could use a bit of a warm-up battle. I haven't fought any Wiedergängers before, so let's mop the floor with these guys real quick. Generally speaking, brigand thugs are about the easiest foes you're going to face in the game, with the exception of the Wiedergängers. These guys are pretty much your stereotypical mindless zombies. They're low defense, low skill. About the only thing they've got going for them is that sometimes after you kill them, they come back to life, meaning that if you get caught in a giant mob of them, you'll eventually start running into problems with fatigue loss, and they might overwhelm you, but they're only really a threat if they have a necromancer or some other more dangerous undead backing them up. Now that they're a little closer, I'll start peppering them with a barrage of arrows. Unlike skeletons, these guys are completely vulnerable to your good old bow and arrow. I should also note that one of my viewers pointed out I should stop opening battles by immediately firing long-range shots. It is generally a better idea to wait at least half a turn before you open up with a barrage. The closer your opponents are, the easier it is to hit them. And generally speaking, most opponents won't be able to reach your front battle lines in a single turn. That means that you just bide your time a little bit, and once they're at about this range, you mow them down. I'm not sure if these guys are actually close enough to reach me next turn either, but I'm going to go ahead and prep my spear wall just in case. I suppose I should probably take out that guy with the pitchfork too, since he's the only one who can actually hit me from 2 spaces away. Okay, that guy did reach me, for all the good it did him. Actually, I guess I overlooked it, but I'm just now noticing that those 2 zombies in the back have chainmail. I might be able to salvage another set or 2 of chainmail out of this fight. Zombies are, of course, immune to crippling injuries, but they're still just as vulnerable to dagger strikes as anyone else. You can't reliably get equipment from zombies, because their equipment is generally in 50% condition when the battle starts, what with them being dead and rotting and all. But there's a chance they'll drop it. I think it's proportionate to the health of the item when you kill the opponent. So that means I've probably got about a 50% chance per suit of armor of actually getting to keep it, assuming I don't have to trash them to kill these zombies. Yeah, that's at about 40% now, and that's... Yeah, I think they're both at about 40%, so... I might as well start flailing these guys in the brain pan. Let's just move everyone up and engage now. These guys are no real threat, at least not at the moment, so there's no reason to drag out this fight any longer than it needs to be. Though I do, like I said, I do want to get those suits of chainmail if I can. I think that would actually... Yeah, actually, I only have 2 frontliners with no chainmail, so that would mean we could all be kitted with chainmail. I don't really want to shoot arrows at these guys with a chainmail, so for now I guess my archers will just go on standby. I have a sneaking suspicion that we're going to see a few zombies rising again. So it's a good idea to have some archers with action points on at the ready. There we go. And just one more zombie. Let's see if we can finish him off before any of his buddies start getting back up. Not enough action points to attack with Siren, but that's fine. Keep all of my archers in reserve. Oh, and there's our first 3 reanimated. But, like I said, that's why we were keeping the archers at the ready. And that takes care of that. I do not believe zombies can raise more than once unless there's a necromancer on the battlefield. So those guys are now, in theory, permanently dead. You can also theoretically permanently kill them by decapitating them, but we're not carrying any weapons capable of inflicting a decapitation, so... Oop. Looks like Vlad just lost his helmet, but he's not too badly injured, so... we should be fine. Oop. Looks like Henry Baggins is fatigued. I really do need to start boosting stamina scores some more. The other armored Wiederganger with the chainmail suit's back on his feet. That's a bit problematic since I just moved everyone away from that spot. And he's in a position where he has cover from my archers. Well, I'll just re-engage him as necessary. There we go. Alright, everybody, back to the south side of the battlefield. Well, actually, Rondus is right there next to him. Maybe Rondus can get in there and finish him off with one quick attack. No such luck. Maybe if he had something better than a kitchen knife. Okay, now I should be able to finish this guy off. Archers, stand by. Let's not wreck that set of chainmail any more than we have to. Oh, it looks like Ishizu doesn't have enough fatigue left to take a headshot. But he does have enough for another knife attack, so we'll do that instead. And we'll move Henry Baggins in there. Oh, and he finished him off. Alright, that was a nice, easy fight. No level ups, but experience across the board, and hey, we got both sets of chainmail. I guess fortune continues to smile on the raiders. Got a signet ring, too. That's worth a couple 100 gold. We are running pretty light on supplies, though. It's just a couple of days' worth of food, and a lot of it's on the verge of spoiling. Alright, well, let's take care of our resupplying and logistics off-screen real quick, and then we will proceed to the Jagged Hatchet Den. And if things go well there, maybe we'll try the cove as well. I'll be right back. And we're back. I decided not to go back to Sea Dock to resupply. I think we've got enough to get us through at least one more fight for the time being. Now let's get a look at Jagged Hatchet Den. Small orc war camp filled with many orc young. Well, we've got a full front battle line kitted out with chainmail now, so I think we can take a few orc whelps. Let's go ahead and mix it up. If we're lucky, we might even get an artifact or named item out of this fight. Most of the orcs are off-screen. And it looks like... There we go. I will start focus firing on this guy with no armor in the front, I think. Oh, shoot, I forgot to swap knives back out. Well, fortunately, we've got a full turn before these orcs will actually meet us. So, I guess that gives me time to switch everyone back to their proper weapons. Haven't made that mistake in a while. That is an awful lot of orcs. And there we go. Spear line is intact. Let's get everyone at the ready. These guys will be charging us next turn. And here they come. Hold steady, continue peppering them with arrows. I'd love to actually kill one or two of these guys before they reach us. We're definitely nickel and diming them, but no serious injuries, no fatalities. Ah, there we go. Okay, that guy is basically badly injured enough that he's more or less out of the fight. And so far we seem to be keeping them off our battle line. That's good. Roderick, keep your spirit at the ready. Vlad, you too. Very nice. That guy got a pierced chest. Oop. And we have contact. Looks like Roderick Reeves and the Faceless Goon have been engaged. Oh, okay. That is... Oh. Getting a little overwhelmed here now. Alright, I see Siren stunned. Shizu suffered a leg wound, I think? Shoot, hold on a second. Let me take stock of things here. Alright, we've got to clear some of these guys off the battle lines. Shizu needs to be bandaged, and I think he's suffering a wound that reduces his defenses, so I need to get him off the front line if I can. Okay, there we go. Potato managed to drop a couple of them. Fox has basically crippled this one. And Vlad is still keeping his part of the battle line cleared. Rondis, could you help Ishizu out here? Thank you. Yeah, Vlad. Pretty handy with that spear there. Oof. Okay, Ishizu's at half health, and he's bleeding out. Okay, there. Henry Baggins has freed up another slot. Oh! Whoa! What? No, hold on. Where is... Oh, Orc Young has killed Ishizu the Blade. I need a moment here. I guess it was bound to happen eventually. Our luck was never going to hold forever. All we can do now is carry on. By Grabthar's hammer, you will be avenged. Damn, poor Ishizu. These poor fools have no idea what they've just done. We're not going to hang back with our spears at the ready anymore. Everyone who's got an opening, move up. Let's kill these guys. Vlad, get in there. Faceless Goon. There we go. Oof. I bet that orc felt so clever rushing in and stunning Faceless Goon, but look where that got him. Now he's got a broken arm. And now he's dead. Of course, we do want to maintain a solid battle line. These orcs are all still combat capable, and the last thing we want to do is let them get in contact with our archers. Unfortunately, all three of the remaining orcs have shields as well, meaning that I'm not likely to sneak through a lot of arrow hits. That guy's going to die eventually, simply from bleeding. Oh, and there's another neck wound. Ah, and we've broken the morale on those two orcs on the south side. At this point, I just want to get as many people into base-to-base contact with them as I can, because the second they turn and run, we'll get a whole plethora of free disengagement attacks. There's one of them. That's broken ribs there. And Roderick, can you fit... Oh, there we go. Roderick the Orc Slayer. Bunny managed to land a hit there. Took off that orc's ear. Potato put an arrow through that orc's hand. And that leaves us with just one. Oops, looks like Mark Richards, unfortunately, is starting to struggle with fatigue again. Uh-oh, what? Vlad Kapesh has stabbed so many orcs that his spear is on the verge of breaking. Alright, hold back, man. You've done your part. Faceless Goon can finish this. Rest in peace, Ishizu the Blade. You had a lot of promise. I'm sorry I got you killed. But at least Alessandro went up a level. We didn't even get much in the way of good loot here. Though we did get most of Ishizu's equipment back. That means we're back down one set of chainmail, unfortunately. Well, that was disheartening. I don't think we're going to try that other stronghold. I think we'll just go back... Actually, we still need to go to C Camp, don't we? We'll head towards C Camp. The men could use a boost to their morale, so... finishing our latest ambition should reverse the trend. A Shizu with us for 9 days and 10 battles. Though I suppose all those crippling injuries you kept suffering did keep your kill count pretty low. You will be missed. Say hi to Burke the Red Spear for us. You soon discover that the wanderlust of which the Skalds sing is not as widespread as they say. Your decision for the band to broaden its horizons is met with grumbling about forced marches and nights on the road, but not all join in the lamenting. If a day's march or a night spent in the rain wears you down, how will you face an orc charge? Henry Baggins asks the men, only to get a snappish reply. Dry and alert! You cracked the whip, though, and forced them to it. At each village and town you encourage the men to make themselves known, and they take this request to heart, getting in brawls, passing out in the town squares, threatening the merchants, and harassing the settlement's daughters. Whatever the poor tradesmen and farmers think of the company, at least they won't soon forget you. Having traveled to the edges of your map, the name Retcon Raiders is more widely known, and you earned a better understanding of the land. And that's our second ambition down. Just a shame that not everyone could live to see it. But that's enough moping. Nobody ever became a mercenary because they expected to live forever. Looks like that bolsters our morale again. I see a lot of people who are in good spirits or even eager. So I think we're going to start heading along the southern road. I'll go ahead and start heading south, keeping an eye out for interesting contracts and good potential recruits. We'll be right back. And we're back. Fulfilling an ambition is all well and good, but it turns out that we already had a contract. We need to deliver this cargo to Gronenberg. But on the way there, I couldn't help but notice this hapless band of brigand thugs. And what could possibly bolster our morale more than curb-stomping some woefully outclassed enemy soldiers? Now that is an awful lot of brigand thugs, but I don't anticipate this being too much of a problem. The elevated terrain pattern's kind of weird, though. I think I might actually need to move my battle line up a little bit, get everyone onto elevated terrain so they're less likely to be hit by their arrow fire. Unfortunately, oh shoot, that was, looks like Faceless Goon just took a pretty nasty shot to the throat. This may not be the cakewalk I anticipated. Alright, we're going to be a lot more aggressive then. I'm just going to start moving people up to mulch these guys as quickly as possible. Our archers will stay on elevated terrain. Faceless Goon will need to fall back. He is at what looks to be about 1/10 of his normal health. There's Siren, as vicious as always, shearing a guy's ear off. Alright, Faceless Goon should be a lot safer here. Now I just need someone to bandage him up. Oh. Let's keep the pressure on these guys. I would like to take out their poachers, but I'm not sure I have very good shots from my current positions. I guess I'll have Bunny bandage, Oh, right, okay. She doesn't have enough action points to move and bandage him. I guess it'll have to be Potato. I think that's, yeah, Potato next to Goon. Sorry, Potato. You'll need to focus on keeping Goon alive this turn instead of killing our foes. Looks like Rondis took a bit of a hit there, but he weathered it pretty well. Ooh. There's a sucking chest wound on that hidden brigand. Roderick wading into the thick of things, plunging his spear. Well, I was going to wax poetic about Roderick's combat prowess, but I think Rondis kind of showed him up a bit there. Come on, Rondis. Leave some for everybody else. Of course, Siren doesn't care. He's above posturing or bragging. He's all about efficiently slaughtering our foes. That's a crushed trachea. Well, at least he didn't have to worry about it for long. No one can land an arrow on those poachers in the back there. Hopefully they'll feel crowded by Siren and back off a bit. If I can force them to waste their turn maneuvering, then that's a bit less arrow fire we'll draw. There we go. Alright, they've maneuvered behind that bush for cover. And I think they're still within Siren's reach. We'll find out in another moment. I see him coming up on the battle initiative tracker there. Vlad stabbing that poor man right in the face. And since this brigand is about to run, I figure there's no reason not to move Goon in to engage him. When the brigand attempts to run, Goon will get a free attack. Oh, I forgot about that guy again. He's just been hiding in those bushes the whole time. It looks like those brigands tried to run. I'm not even sure who killed them. Okay, well, let's get Siren in here. And as I suspected, he managed to pin one of the archers down. Can I catch that other guy before he flees? Probably not. Ooh, nicely done, Potato. Oh, even nicer, Alessandro. Alright, that's one less poacher. We've got 3 brigands left on the field. Mark, that was an excellent shot. We've got 2 brigands left on the field, and one of them is just trying to run away at this point. The battle is ours. Faceless Goon get the final hit? Sadly, no, so Rondis, being the glory hog he is, will step in and finish them off. I see 3 level ups here. Rondis the Uncleaved is MVP, and, yeah, because I bandaged Faceless Goon's neck wound, you'll notice he doesn't suffer from a long-term injury. And those level ups actually push Fox and Bunny up to level 5. I think that's our first level 5 characters, and since they're both archers, I know exactly what I want to give them. Let's see here. Yep. Since they've hit level 5, I can now give them Bow Mastery. That means they can fire more shots before they become fatigued, and they have +1 to their effective range. That is a no-brainer. So let's get this cargo to Gronenberg, and we'll pick up there next time. Oh ho ho, but first let's take care of this. An ambition fulfilled. No one likes a skinflint, least of all a group of wandering, bloodthirsty rabble motivated primarily by a love of coin. Not everyone, or more precisely, no one, was thrilled when you suggested cutting back on spending to save up for a company standard. Once the RetconRaider standard is finally paid for and hoisted for the first time, to proudly snap in a fresh dawn breeze, however, no one claims it wasn't worth it. The men are proud of their new standard, even tossing around names for it around the campfire, though none of them really stick. It's clear for everyone to see now, this is not some band of hired thugs. This is becoming a true mercenary company. Who should have the honor of carrying the standard? Well, that's a great question, and I've been giving it some thought. Let's take a look at our standard here. It's a pretty solid mid-tier polearm, which also has the passive ability of granting a portion of the resolve of the character holding it to other brothers within 4 tiles. Normally, I'd slap it on one of my archers and have them carry it from the back rank, since they usually get polearms anyway. But unfortunately, while this batch of archers is promising as far as archery goes, they don't have great resolve scores. So I'm thinking I might go with Henry Baggins here. He has great morale and great potential for further morale growth. The only other frontliner who comes even close to him is Roderick de Kriegsmesser, who has the same potential, but is about 10 points lower right now. I suppose Henry Baggins also gets an edge from his brave trait. So I'm thinking Henry Baggins might end up becoming our banner bearer, but I'll give it some thought, and I'll make the decision in time for the next episode. Well, a bit of a bittersweet episode today. The Retcon Raiders are certainly coming along. We fulfilled 2 ambitions, got a proper battle standard, and had our first 2 mercenaries hit level 5. But we also suffered a tremendous blow with the loss of Ishizu the Blade. Although he wasn't our sturdiest frontliner, he'd been with us just long enough that I was really starting to get attached to him, so I'm sorry to see him go. But on the other hand, I suppose we knew that more casualties were inevitable. After all, that's why we've got the waiting list. So once I find a suitable recruit, I'll be working the King of Yellow onto the lineup. And given the name, I think I know exactly what kind of recruit I'll be keeping an eye out for. Hopefully I can actually find a character with the right profession. Now, I do still need to get this cargo to Gronenberg, so I'd better go. This is RetconRaider, signing off. Thanks for watching. Oh, and remember, although I do love playing Battle Brothers, you can find out more about the game by visiting the official website, or the FanRun Wiki. Links are in the description.